Sorry, everybody. Catching up. All right. Let me just shut this off here, boys. I'll be right there with everybody. Let's see, I got the top chat up here. I don't want top chat. Turn up the live chat. There we go. Chats are around. Now we're going to go over here. Going to be live, and we're going to be right with you, everybody, in just 1 second. There we go. There we go. We got TikTok up. We got YouTube. We got Facebook. Looks like everything is rolling and rocking. All right, everybody. We're going to go live here. We're going to start it off here. Donnie Mac's just getting some glass of water. So I'm going to start us off and welcome everybody to another wonderful episode of 863 Sports Buzz. I am Marshentime. My partner, who will be right back, will be the one, the only Donnie Mac. Everybody, I hope everybody's excited. We got lots of sports to talk about. You know what it's all, man. It's all sports all the time here at 863 Sports Buzz. We got fishing. We got football. We got, basketball going on right now. You got the Stanley Cup Finals rematch set for another year. Here we go, boys and girls. What do we see happening there? Do we see the Florida Panthers repeating as the Stanley Cup champions, or are we going to see Edmonton lift that cup up like they so desperately wanted to last year?
You know what, Marshentime? The repeat
Finally,
on
Donnie
that,
Mac's coming
I'm going
back,
to jump
buddy.
in right now, Marshentime. The repeat on that, you know what? It's very surprising to see Edmonton back in there. Not
Hey, man,
surprising
they
because
took care of
they
Dallas.
had the
They
best
took
player
care
in
of
the
them.
world. But surprising because the way the roster flipped over. And I'll tell you what, Marshentime, Edmonton has got their work cut out for them because the most physical team in the National Hockey League is the Florida Panthers. And they are bringing the heat, brother. They are bringing the heat. This is a repeat. March
Last
time.
year, man.
Who you got? Who
Listen,
you got,
man, I'm
brother?
excited for this. You
Who you
got
got?
two teams who went 7 games last year. They went 7, full 7. Listen, man, I'm excited for this. I am ready. I would love what the Panthers are pulling, though. They're feeling hot sharp, man.
Hey,
but Edmonton,
this don't get you
Connor
fired up.
McDavid, dude.
You're not a fan. You're not
Connor
a fan.
McDavid is just that guy, man. He wants
Yes.
that championship cup. He wants to lift the cup. He
Right
wants it in
still.
his hands. You know Connor
Right
McDavid,
still.
the best
Most
player on the world, though.
underrated
Oh, man.
player in
Oh.
the National Hockey Drysdale.
Oh,
I'm telling you
man.
what. I mean,
I'm excited.
Marshentime,
I'm excited.
This is a showdown right here. This is get paid or not get paid right here. This is
Man.
like this is a lot of pride on the line too, Marshentime. Edmonton was here
100%.
last year and they
Yeah.
lost it 4-2, right? Yeah, I mean
No, they went game 7, man. It was 4-3.
Oh, they went
Edmonton
7. That's
came
right.
all the way
That's
back
right. They were,
and pushed
so,
it to 7.
This is kind of personal now. There's a lot of
I'm
pride
telling
here
you,
on
man.
the line too now.
Telling you.
So Connor McDavid, he's kind of got this. I mean, this guy, he was absolutely 4-1, 4-1. Both teams in the conference finals. Marshentime. This is going to be awesome. This,
Dude, I mean, listen.
is going to
You're
be
talking about two
awesome.
of the better goalies in the league in Stuart Skinner.
Oh,
and, of course, you got playoff Bob, Sergei Bobrovsky. Listen, I love it. This is a rematch we've been waiting for.
Hey,
I mean, let's
when
be honest.
Bob's
Nobody's
on,
seen it happening, but it's coming back. First time since
when Bob is on,
2009.
Bob is on. When Skinner's on, Skinner's on.
Yeah,
That
listen,
there
I'm
is no doubt
excited, man.
about it.
I'm excited. First time since 2009 we see a rematch in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
And you got the Florida Panthers, Edmonton Oilers, Donnie Mac. We're a Florida Panthers team. But Edmonton does have the best player in the world.
Oh yeah.
And we seem to pick the teams who have the best player in the game. Can you do that in this series, though? This series is going to be exciting.
Well,
It's
this
going to
is
be
all about the fourth line.
slugfest. I'm
Most
ready,
of the
man.
time. This is all about defense in the fourth line, and that's what the Florida Panthers
True.
bring on. I mean,
Yeah,
when
it's
it's
100% accurate.
into the late periods of the game, late third period of the game, that's when
Yep.
Florida gets strong. They don't deviate from what their game plan. They keep coming forward. Strong defense, fourth line.
Mm.
That's where the strongest point is for the Florida Panthers. And a lot would say Edmonton. You know, a lot of people would say they wouldn't believe they would have been here right now because of the change they've taken in the
Yeah.
rosters and flipping over. But boom, they're here because
But you
of
know what? They
Connor
got two
McDavid
guys. Two
and
guys,
Drysdale.
man. Oh, my.
Exactly. These two guys are the greatest guys and one of the most underrated guys, Drysdale, in the history of National Hockey League. And then Connor McDavid, the most he I
He
would
is the
call
best.
him underrated too, Marshentime, because a lot of
Underrated.
people
Underrated,
they,
man. He's the best player in hockey. You can't consider
there's
him
a lot of
underrated.
hockey fans right now that do not consider him the best. I don't know if it's because they're
I don't.
haters. I don't know
I don't
what the
know
deal is.
They don't know
I'm
hockey.
listening
They're
to
not hockey
I'm
fans.
listening to the podcast. I'm looking at the forums, Marshall Time, but it's pretty much 40-60 on him not being the world's greatest. I think he's the world's greatest, Marshall Time, and that gives Edmonton a little bit of edge until you get to that fourth line.
Ooh.
Like I said,
Ooh.
Marshall Time, when you
Ooh.
get to that fourth line, that's where Florida
Ooh.
comes in, and they got the
Ooh.
physicality. When it comes
I'm
down
ready
to
for this one.
this,
Ooh.
one game 7. I see it
Ooh.
going game 7.
I
Might
see
go
it
game
too.
6. I'm taking Florida in 6.
Florida in 6. Listen, man, I'm going with you in 7. I'm going to 7 because you know what?
Yeah, I
This is
think
going to
so.
be Edmonton's coming out firing. I'm calling this right now. Edmonton wins the first 2 games.
They
Edmonton takes
could.
the
They
series
could.
lead
March
2-0. But
That could
listen,
happen.
we all
That
seen
could
it.
happen.
We all seen it last series against the Maple Leafs and the Panthers.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
back down. They're not
Yeah.
going to stop, man. Guess what? Because they love the fight. Let me tell you something
And
right here,
there's one
right
thing
now.
that's one thing, Marshentime, not to cut you off, but
Mm-hmm.
Edmonton, they've been the comeback queens of the NHL
Yeah.
playoffs this year, and you know what? Florida was that last year.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
were
listen,
coming.
I
They
can't say
came
anything
back
about it.
left and right. So neither one of them are any stranger to coming back. I like that, Marshentime. I like that call right there. That would make this
Listen,
very.
it's going to be a comeback series. But listen, like last year, went 7. It just went the other way. Edmonton wins this year in Game 7, right here, right now. And it hurts to say that as a Florida Panther fan. Oh, did I lose Donnie Mac? I think we lost Donnie Mac, everybody. Donnie Mac got disconnected here. We're going to keep going. But like I'm saying, I'm calling my pick right here. As a Florida Panther fan, I'm going with the best player in the NHL, and Connor McDavid, to take down the Florida Panthers in 7. It won't be in 5. It won't be in 6. This is going to be a hard-fought battle to the end. Because guess what? It's going to be that fun time. I'm excited to see what happens. Panthers versus Edmonton. Here we go again, everybody. We got another fun series coming in. I'm kind of excited to see what happens, but I'm taking the Edmonton Oilers to upset the Florida Panthers in 7. I'm sorry, my Florida Panther fan base with you guys. I'm with you. I'm still rooting for the Florida Panthers. I'm not going to stop. It's not going to change because you know what? The Florida Panthers will be there. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be fun. But guess what? We all know what's going to happen. It's time for the Edmonton Oilers to lift that Stanley Cup and say, we are the champions now, Florida Panthers. They know what's happening. But listen, don't sweat on them Panthers because listen, Sam Bennett, Reinhart, Barkov, Verhaeghe, all these guys are going to be chomping at the bit to get that back-to-back. And it's hard to get back-to-backs in the NHL. Everybody knows it. I'm just excited to see what happens. I hope Donnie Mac can come back on in here in a little while. It's a little worrying. But, yeah, stuff happens. We all see it. Here comes Donnie Mac coming back in here. There we go. Donnie Mac is back.
Hey, they're
ready to roll.
Good to see you again, brother.
Just took him a little while. Donnie Mac, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back.
I'll yell at me.
Yeah, So you're taking Florida in 6. I'm taking Edmonton in 7. Donnie Mac.
Oh, you're going against the Panthers, Marshentime. You know what? I like Connor, but I like the physicality of those Panthers, man. I said they might go 7. It might go 7, but hold on. Let me pull up. Hold on.
You don't need to pull up anything. We're ignoring our live chat. Oh God. We're just ignoring our fun friends and family and everything else. These people that don't know what he's talking about. But listen, I'm. For real Hollywood now, huh? You're going over on TikTok, huh? Alright, you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Listen, we're not talking about no goalies in here. We've talked about Stuart Skinner. We've talked about Sergei Bobrovsky. I love both of them, but we're not talking about that situation there, buddy. Listen, Donnie Mac's still pulling up his new stuff, so. Oh, God.
Oh, I'm here.
Donnie Mac, you said that. So you're saying Panthers in 6. Why do you think the Panthers are going to win in 6? You think it's just going to be all because of the defense, or you think it's going to be some?
Well, not just because of defense, Marshentime. I think it's because of the physicality. I mean,
okay.
It's lines not 1 and 2, and that's what Edmonton. That's where they prevent it, or I would say capitalizes on most of their offense was in the power plays, Marshentime. That was where they got most. Florida don't get into those predicaments. You know what I mean? They stuff everybody 1 through 4, and they stay true. They don't get into the power plays very often, and if they do, there's guys they got
Florida,
on the
Florida is
the
a
third
top
line.
penalty killing team. They are very good at killing the penalty. They are so good at it, man. I mean that I will agree with you. They are great. They get a lot of penalties, but they are great at killing penalties. So that's the one thing that you can always count on.
That's what I'm saying. That's where Edmonton they capitalize on Dallas. You know what I mean? And a lot of the Dallas points. And Edmonton outscored, their opponents Marshentime, and I must say it's because of the power play, 25-2. Over the course of the last 7, 8 games, 9 games, whatever in the playoffs. So, I really don't like their chances. I see a repeat of last year's Stanley Cup Finals.
Listen, man. I mean, I'm always for that because I'm a Florida Panther fan. I just got to bring it back to reality. Connor McDavid is doing something.
He's the best. He is the best.
You just can't. You don't see very often. Last year, Game 7, they go down. Connor McDavid sat there and waited for every single one of his teammates to go in that locker room before he went in. That right there showed me the determination this guy has got, the heart this guy has got. He wants this team. He is going to carry this team, man. I don't care. He's carrying this team. He's going to show
Tom Brady had the best heart of them all, and he's
showing the 60% of the people why he is the best. He is going to be the best. He is the best. It's already
He
won,
is.
man. They're
He
gonna
is.
win.
He's going to be the best, but I don't think they're going to be the winner of the
It's,
Stanley Cup. I
it's up to
really
you, man.
don't.
That's your opinion, but I'm just
Hold
saying,
on.
buddy.
Hold on. I feel a bet coming on. Stanley Cup final. I'm taking the Florida Panthers. You're taking the Edmonton Oilers. What do you got?
Listen,
Put me
man.
a card on the line. Put me a
Put
card up
put
there.
your card on the line.
Put me a
Listen,
card
man.
that you really
You're
love.
you're making me
Give me
go
one
against
that
my
you
own
really.
team, though. This just hurts.
That's
This
why you should
hurts.
put a card up that you really love. You gotta
that
love this card.
I really love. All right, I have to
I
think
gotta put
about
an
that one,
Edmonton
man.
card on the line.
I have to think about that one. I mean, I got the Mark McGuire. I got the well, I do like my Devontae Smith gold press proof. Devontae Smith gold press
Ooh,
proof. That's a pretty
you
good
like
card.
that one, huh?
I like
You
that
like
card.
that one? Yeah,
Um,
you gotta put one up there that you really like.
listen, man, I have to go through and look at them. They're still in my case. I got to take them out
And
of my case and just
Donnie Mac always comes through in Marshentime. I always give you a good, lucrative card in return. I always do that.
you do.
I do
That's
that.
very true. You
I
know what?
believe in brother. I
Donnie Mac,
brotherhood. I believe in
I
that.
like you so much, buddy. I got that one Victor Wembanyama. I'll put on the line right there, buddy.
Oh, he's
I'll put
putting a
my
Vic.
Vic on the
That's how
line for
much
you,
you
buddy.
believe in
I know.
Edmonton,
Listen, buddy, and
Marshentime.
that's how much
Are you
I
telling
believe in
me?
Connor McDavid, buddy. He is
Oh
ready.
my
It is
goodness.
his time to lift
Oh my
the
goodness.
Stanley Cup in the air, buddy. He's doing it. I'm telling you, I called it this year.
Marshentime. You know what? I'm flabbergasted, actually. I'm really absolutely speechless right now on this behalf of my microphone. But yeah, wow. I might have to give you a CC in return. Just might have to give you a CC in return.
Listen, man, I got some
I
special CC, so I'm all
got
for it.
you
I'm all for it.
against a Wimby. Here we go, Marshentime. You got Edmonton.
I
I
got it.
got
Let's
the
go.
Florida Panthers.
I got it.
And we are on. We are on.
Yes, sir. Listen, Donnie Mac, you know how I love hockey. I'm excited. The series starts in a couple days. I'm ready for it. But now, we got to jump to another sport, Donnie Mac. We got to
Got to.
jump to the next conference finals in the NBA. You got a game tonight where Indiana can close it out and go
Big deal,
to
Marshentime.
the
Big
NBA
deal.
finals. Oklahoma City
Yeah.
Thunder's already sitting there waiting for him, man. They absolutely
It's a big
demolished
deal.
the Timberwolves. Oh my god.
And I told you they
It's
were the best
insane.
team. And I don't care which team wins in this Eastern Conference Finals. OK City Thunder, you might as well go ahead and crown them, Marshentime. They are the champion right
Wow.
now. This team is
Crown
the
it.
most complete right
Crown it,
now.
Donnie Mac says.
You know what? I love Thibodeau. You know what I mean? I love what Indiana is doing. Most overrated player has been the most clutch player. The most clutch player has been the most overrated player. So this Rick Carlisle has got Tom Thibodeau's number. Just put it that way, man. Rick Carlisle in Indianapolis over here, he's got their number, and he's had it for the Eastern Conference Finals for the last 3 years. He's been there for the last 3 years, Marshentime. That's no surprise. But
True.
what people are not ready for is that complete team that's coming out of the West in OK City Thunder. Okay, I think that Rick Carlisle is smart enough to beat Tom Thibodeau because Tom Thibodeau is going to run his players for 45 minutes a game. Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson and these guys, Michael Bridges, Josh Hart, these guys are all really good players, but
Yeah.
they're only good when they're at 100%, and that's at 30 minutes a game, 32 minutes a game, maybe not 45 minutes a game, and that's what's going on. Rick Carlisle knows that. He's got a complete roster, and that's why you see Obi Toppin and
Yep.
Mutherin and Neesmith and these guys like this for Indianapolis. I like Obi Toppin. I like all these guys right now because Rick Carlisle is that guy. He was born in the West. This is a Western Conference coach coaching in the Eastern Conference. He knows how to get there. Okay, he knows how to coach his players to get there, and he's going to run with them. And they've got the best shot, to be honest with you, Marshentime. Not Tom Thibodeau, and him running his players from neck to neck, because that's what OKC City Thunder. That's what they're going to go do to them. They're going to run them up and down the floor. But Rick Carlisle is the best shot we got at seeing the best NBA championship this year. And because he knows how to, coach in the West, and he knows how to coach against a young team like that runs the floor. That's my opinion of it, Marshentime.
Okay.
Correct me.
Like
what do you see in this? Tell me. What do you see
honestly,
in this?
I agree with you how you think this coaching is, because Rick Carlisle has really outcoached Tom Thibodeau so much this series. Jalen Brunson has not really been the shining star that we all kind of expected. He's done his thing. He's kind of done his, but he really hasn't stepped up in clutch moments. He's made some weird choices in the clutch moments, which have also kind of I don't really like. The Knicks blew 2 huge leads, but then the Pacers come back and blow their lead last game. So what all can we say about this series? This series has been up and down, but I think it's over tonight. I think Indiana finally does close it out into Indiana. They closed it out in 6. They're going to go meet OKC. But, man, listen, I think you're 100% accurate on the most clutch player has been the most devoted, the most overrated player. Tyrese Halliburton has shown up and shown out all series long, all playoffs long. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I originally took the Cavs to go all the way to the finals.
100%.
Indiana absolutely shut them down, shut them out. And then, you chose the Boston Celtics, and then the Knicks shut them out.
Celtics,
so, I just want to point out that the team that at least beat my team is going to be going to the NBA Finals. So, at least I feel like I did a little bit better.
I'm happy for you, Marshall. Yeah. I'm happy for you. Who'd you take in the West, though? That's what
I took the OKC City Thunder. I took the Oklahoma City Thunder to make the West.
So we're both riding there. So everything that we got is riding on this one card bet.
But
the Wemby against the Sea.
Donnie Mac, I got a question about this though. We've seen the Timberwolves get absolutely demolished by the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I think I was going to ask you the same question.
But here's the thing: Denver Nuggets took them to 7. Does the Denver Nuggets need one more piece to go get above them, or is the Timberwolves?
Marshentime, we watched the same thing last year. We watched the same thing last year. We watched the Timberwolves take the Nuggets and just wipe the floor with them, and then get the floor wiped with them, by the Dallas Mavericks, and then bam, 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 bam.
Ant-Man just not. He's just not his thing, man. He's
not. Marshentime. No, and I was going to ask you the same thing. He is not. He is not that dude. Okay. Now, when we looked at the series for the Denver Nuggets playing whatever series they were in, okay, we looked at the Joker, right, and what he was doing. He produced in every single game,
100%.
Every aspect of what he did, right? Now, we're talking about MVPs. What did Ant-Man do? He did not do that, okay? He them because he's supposed to be that guy. He's supposed to be the next guy. But look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the actual MVP. He averaged 32 points a game in this series.
I'm still questioning the whole, MVP. I'm not calling that one still. I'm still not calling SGA the MVP.
No,
I don't care.
I'm saying if you want to be in that category, that's why Ant-Man was not in that category of MVP. That's why it was Giannis from the other side. You know what I mean? And like we said, this is MVP voter fatigue. That's all this is with the Joker and Giannis. And everybody wanted to see a new guy, a new face up here, MVP, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just happened to be good enough, and he's got his teams in the finals. And that's when they announce it, is before the second game of the NBA conference finals on each half. And, that's what we got, Marshentime. That's just what we got. But to prove your fact of what you were asking, where you're talking about Ant-Man, no, he's not that dude. He needs help, and he needs a lot of help, okay? Not the Joker. The Joker has proved that. The Joker proved that he can win a championship with a guy, a point guard, Jamal Murray, okay, that's
Most,
supposedly
the
be
most
his
inconsistent person.
he's supposed to be the Batman. You need a
Uh,
Robin, right? This Robin only shows up 2 games out of a 5 game set. That's it. That's
100%
it.
accurate.
I
Listen,
mean,
I agree
now
with you on that one.
you put him with Luca and LeBron over in LA. How many championships they win in the next 5 years?
Listen,
I
man.
think
Oof.
you're walking dangerous grounds. You know what I mean? So the NBA can't really do that much time. That's why they set it up where Cooper Flag is going to the Dallas Mavericks because Dallas Mavericks they got to be relevant, right? They have to be relevant.
Listen. You
I had to
brought up
throw
the
that
MVP.
jab in
You
there.
brought up the
I had to throw
MVP
that
thing,
jab in
man.
there.
Here's my whole thing. The MVP voters should be ashamed of themselves.
They should.
100,000% ashamed of yourself. There has never been another player to finish in the top 3 of 4 of the major categories. He finished in top 3 in 5 of them. 5 categories.
Yeah.
You are
Wilt's
out of
never
your
done that.
mind that you think
Wilt's
a
never.
guy who just scores deserves to be the MVP on a team who all around is 10 times better than Jokic's team. It's absolutely atrocious. You should be ashamed of yourself if you're an NBA MVP voter and you voted for SGA over Jokic. I'm over it, man. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'll tell you this right now, and this is the defense I'll give them on their aspect, Marshentime. It's because of where their team's at. Because of when the voting takes place and at the time is crucial. If your team is not in the conference finals,
Here's my problem with that, though, Donnie Mac.
You have a very slim chance of getting voted.
But if you look in stats, even in the playoffs, who had the most points?
But if you look
who
at
had the most rebounds?
The MVP,
who had the most assists? Who had the most steals? Come on.
That's not what I'm.
It's atrocious, man.
I
know SGA is there, but I'm going to be honest. You take SGA away from that team, they're still winning ball games. They're still winning quite a few ball games. They're still in the playoffs, I think, and I still think they probably make a run in the playoffs.
You take the Thunder and you take SGA away, their MVP, and you take them out of the conference finals, and you put who in there? Denver, probably, right? 100%. You put Denver in there with the Joker. That's what you call a runner-up.
Listen, buddy, it's absolutely mind-boggling to me that because SGA is on a physically better team with more help on his team,
there's no denying that.
Just because that he gets MVP. I don't like it. I'm disappointed in you because MVP means you're the most valuable player. That's what I mean. That's unacceptable.
When the Joker won it last year, this kid was still doing the same thing, and he did it without Chet Holmgren, which is most impressive. That's why he got so skillful. And this year, you know what I mean? His team just happened to be better, and Chet Holmgren's there, and bam, he blossomed. Now next year, it's voter fatigue, Marshentime.
It's unacceptable, man. It's unacceptable.
That it is. It's voter fatigue because Giannis. If you ask me, Giannis is number 2 in that voting. It's not the Joker, it's Giannis, and then it's SGA. If you ask me, because Giannis is absolutely. It was absolutely phenomenal.
To his team, I agree with you.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Here's my thing. I feel like every single one of these voters should come out and, you know what? Tell me who you think the best player in the world is. I want to hear who they say the best player in the world is.
Yeah, because why? So you can single them out and then beat them up, Marshentime? That's why they don't say that.
The most valuable player. No, because the most valuable player should be the best player in the world, correct?
That's why they don't say it. Yeah, well,
but am I wrong? Am I wrong about that? The most valuable player is most likely going to be the best player in the world.
Best player in the world and have a hell of a shitty season now. I will say that.
Kind of. You can.
Yeah, you can.
But let's be honest. Who's the most valuable player to their team?
To whose team?
To any team. Any team in the world, Donnie Mac. Who would you... If you had to build around a team, who are you picking to build around your team? Uh-oh. Donnie Mac got quiet again. That's not a good thing. We must have got disconnected again. Yep, looks like I lost Donnie Mac again. Come on, Donnie Mac. Oh, there he goes. We lost Donnie Mac for another trip. But listen, my whole point in this whole situation is that SGA is a great player. He's done his due diligence. He's had a great series. He's had great games. He's had a great year all around. He's a great player. There's no doubt in my mind SGA is a tremendous player. He is not the most valuable player to his team or to the NBA. Listen, I've seen memes all around where, aliens were coming around. Oh, your most valuable player should be your best player in the world. Yeah, it should be, honestly. SGA, if you take him out, the Thunder are still probably a 50-60 win team without SGA. You take out Jokic away from the Denver Nuggets, they're falling down to probably bottom a lottery pick. They're probably going to be a lottery pick. They're that bad without Jokic. Jokic is such a good player. He plays well. He passes well. He rebounds well. He shoots well. He has a better overall field goal percentage and a better three-point field goal percentage. Jokic deserves to be the MVP.
Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. You take NBA out of that lineup, they are not a 50-win team.
You cannot tell me they're not a 50-win team.
You're out of your mind. You're 35-win mind. No, you are out of your mind. Hey, in the great Lee Corso terms, not so fast, my friend. Not so fast.
If you take SG away, you're telling me with Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Alex Caruso, all these players who have really stepped up.
Who you got driving the paint? Who you got getting 13, 14 foul shots a game?
Yes,
you got nobody.
So you're going to bring in foul shots. Oh, this guy's good at getting fouls. Oh, whoop-de-doo.
This guy averages 32 points a game, man. 30, and you know where he gets 15 to 16 of them? That's in the paint. In the paint. In the paint.
Listen, man. You're out of your mind if you think he is going to be that big of a difference. Okay, so where do you put Denver Nuggets at if you take away Jokic? How many wins do they get?
They might have 25 wins.
They might have 25? I think they have 25, man.
Jamal Murray will be hurt for 35 of their 60 games.
I'm sorry. He is absolutely atrocious. But you have Alex Caruso, who we've seen do well, Donnie Mac. Caruso has played well.
He's a role player. He would be
the point guard, but he would be the point guard.
He's in the best role for a championship team right now. That's a defensive role player. That's what he's going to do, and he's going to secure a championship for the OK City Thunder.
Listen, man, I'm saying right now, if you take away SGA, they still make the playoffs. They're still winning 40 to 50 games. I don't care what you say. They're still winning 40 to 50 games.
No.
He's not the most valuable player on any team. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving it to you. It's not happening. It's how it is.
On NBA 2K25. We're going to simulate that on NBA 2K25. We're going to get rid of SGA. Right, I'm going to simulate this. We got to do this, Marshentime.
We can do that. And guess what? When it happens and they still win 40 to 50 games, you're going to have to apologize and you're going to say, you're right, Donnie Mac. Donnie Mac, I'm not right. It's just how it works.
It might. But I don't look for them to win 35.
Listen, buddy, they're winning 40 to 50 games easily. They're going in. But Donnie Mac, I asked you a question before you got to leave, buddy. What player would you build around then? Tell me, what player are you building around on a team on? If you could pick anybody in the NBA.
Anybody in the NBA, I'm building around Giannis.
Building around Giannis.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for you, buddy. I'm taking Jokic still. I'm taking Jokic any day, all day, every day.
Center at 6'10". He can run the point. Can score, but he can run that point. Joker cannot run that point. That's one thing he does lack. One thing he does not lack is the presence in the post, which Giannis is. I think he's a little bit more physical than Joker, and I like him.
Here's the problem, though, Donnie Mac. Does Giannis pass as well as Jokic? No.
I think
Does
he
Giannis
passes just
shoot as well as Jokic?
Oh
No.
yeah,
You're
oh
out of
yeah.
your mind. Go look at their field goal percentage, Donnie Mac, and you tell me who has a better field goal percentage. It's not going to be Giannis, buddy. That's all I got to say.
Well, you can look at all the field goal percentages you want, but they're on different teams in different leagues. Okay?
You're right.
He's
You're right. Jokic
conference
is
on
in
the
the
Bucks
West
in
10
the
times
Western
harder.
Conference
And he's
on the
on the Denver
Denver
Nuggets, who
Nuggets.
absolutely is
Right.
atrocious.
Yeah, good try there, Marshentime. Two different comparisons. That's like comparing
Yeah,
Barry
you're right. You're
Sanders
right.
to
You're right.
Saquon Barkley.
Jokic
Okay.
had 10 times harder competition all year round. You're right. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Oh yeah?
You know?
Is that what happens when you're in the league that didn't have the reigning conference champion? No. Marshentime. That was in the Eastern Conference.
Oh,
That was the reigning
okay.
champion.
Donnie Mac, we've all both agreed for a couple years now the West is the better conference.
No, we
have both agreed on that a couple
is
times.
only
sir.
relative.
We
okay?
have
That's
both
only
agreed a
relative.
couple times that the West is the better conference. We've admitted it. We've said it. Don't even.
I like the West. We all like the West, but the Eastern Conference is reigning champion for a long time.
Last year, you're right. You're right. They did win last year. You know it happens, but that's okay, Donnie Mac, because you know what? You got to give them it every once in a while. You know, they finally won one. I'm proud of them. But, you know, I'm just saying, buddy, it's there's no reason.
What are you saying, Marshentime? What are
I'm
you
saying that guess what? Jokic deserved it more. Jokic is 10 times more deserving than SGA. I love what SGA did. He did not deserve the MVP. Period. No questions about it. That's what I gotta say.
That's what all you wanted to get down to the bottom of.
That's what I want to get down to, buddy.
You're still absolutely, and I apologize for my negligence on my choice of words. Marshentime is pissed off that the Joker got voter
100%.
fatigue on MVP.
100%.
And how do you
Everybody
think
should be ashamed of themselves.
You know, I'm a Giannis fan. How do you think we feel, Marshentime? I'm
Donnie Mac,
pissed off.
I'm
too,
sorry,
man.
though.
I'm
Jokic
pissed
deserved it this year. This was one of the best statistical years ever seen in the NBA, Donnie Mac. I mean, you're talking about a season that could go down in history. History! And they don't pick him as MVP?
And
Get
it
out!
still might. It still might. It still might go down in history, Marshentime. Until Victor Wembanyama breaks it in the next 5 years.
No, I don't think Victor passes as well as
Oh
Jokic
my
does.
God.
I think he will have a great. Hey, Jokic, listen, I love Victor. I love his point. His points and rebounds are going to be insane. I don't think he's going to. Jokic has the mind of a guy. I've never seen a intelligent mind.
Jokic has
The
never
backwards
had,
passes.
He's never had
Like,
deep
come on, man.
vein thrombosis neither. So I will say that.
Oh my gosh!
I will say that.
Get out of here. Listen, Donnie Mac, we're jumping in. You taking Indiana tonight? Oh, did I lose you again? I think I lost him again, boys. I think I lost him again. All right, well, while he tries to come back in and connect again, I'm taking Indiana tonight to go in to OKC. And while we're talking about that, you got Tyrese Halliburton, you got SGA in a NBA Finals appearance. Indiana's the first one in a while. OKC, a couple years. It's been over 10, 12 years since OKC went and faced the Miami Heat in those finals. Listen, I am taking the Oklahoma City Thunder to lift that trophy and to win the NBA Finals and be the champions of all. SGA will bring the title home to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're young, they're fast, they're talented. Give me the Oklahoma City Thunder to win that game and win that series in 5. Not even going to be a close one. I think Indiana steals one at home. I think Rick Carlisle is just too good of a coach to get out-coached every single game. You know, listen, I love Oklahoma City Thunder. I love the youngness. I love the speed. I love the talent. I love the attack. I'm by SGA. They're winning in 5. Donnie Mac,
Hey,
welcome
you
back.
heard what he said. SGA will bring that trophy home to
They will.
OKC.
They
That's
will.
all I got. That's all I gotta say there. Right there, Martian
Listen,
time.
all I gotta say is
OKC.
any team out of the West, I think, would have brought it home over these two teams. I don't see them being the top talent in the East, man. I think they kind of got a little bit easier pass
So
to get into these finals.
I miss
It's just how I
Martian
feel,
time.
buddy.
I miss Martian time. Who you taking, Indiana or
Taking
New York?
Indiana, taking Indiana
They
tonight. They finish it off
close it
tonight.
out tonight.
Yeah, they're closing it out tonight. It's game over. It's over.
I think Jalen Bronson and Carl Anthony Towns with their 72 OGs are going to add another 30 on there. They're going to have 142 points tonight. And they're going to push this one. They're going to push it. They're going to make Tom Thibodeau look good. They're going
Ooh,
to
you're
save
saying they're
his
going
job.
7?
And then Indiana, I believe, will come back and win it.
Okay, okay. Listen. I think, we're still taking Indiana. Who are you taking, Indiana OKC?
I'm taking OKC. I'm taking OKC 4-1 if
That's what I
they
called.
don't sweep it.
I called 5. I think
Yeah.
Indiana just they don't have enough talent, man, and that's
I call 5 if OKC doesn't sweep it.
you know, and this is if nobody gets hurt. You never know what could happen.
That's
SGA could
true.
go down. Chet Holmgren could go down. Even
Williams
Tyrese Halliburton
goes
could go
down.
down. You never know, man. I mean, anything could happen
Jalen
here.
Williams goes down for
Yeah.
OKC
Yeah.
City Thunder, and that could break this team. That
Yeah,
could break
100%.
this team. That could 100% break them down. Jalen Williams is the heart and soul of that team.
And I think it's going to be exciting, to see the first couple games. I think they're going to be closer than the Timberwolves games because those were just absolutely atrocious to watch, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I turned the games off almost every single time I was watching them. I'm just like, Jesus. I think there was one close game in that series, and that was it. And I'm like, this is just absolutely horrible. Absolutely pitiful. The only thing that could happen is OKC get lax and David goes, and just kind of, we're going to win this series. That happens. Indiana may steal a couple. Rick Carlisle can definitely win some games if anybody can do it. I'm just saying. Indiana may come out there and steal a couple games, but the Thunder still finished it off. Thunder will win that series no matter what to me.
yeah, I think so too, Marshall. I think we're both in line with that. We just got to peg which game they're going to do it in.
I'm with you in
Pretty much.
5.
I think Shea Gilders Alexander really, he might go off for a 45-point night in game 2. I think so.
Oof.
Game 1, he's not going to be like that. He's going to average 30 points a night. Marshall time, I'm going to be all over that on the daily fantasy. I'm going to be all over this game. And Chet Holmgren on rebounds, he's going to average 17-10. He's going to average 17-10 in these finals, and that's what's going to happen. Isaiah Hardenstein, he might have 6-6. He might have 7-7. But Chet Holmgren, he'll go with Shea, and Jalen Williams, he's just a stat filler. He'll fill everything. If you can get him points, rebounds, and assists over 17 every game, take it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. He'll get you in something, man, because he goes off it with either points, rebounds, or steals, assists, all of it, man. He does it all. He's very well with it. But I think we both agree with that. The Thunder just are going to be that team. They're the team to beat right now, and it's not even really close. Jumping in, though, Donnie Mac, real fast. Do you think SGA averages over 30 points in the finals? Do you know who the last person who did that was?
I'd have to say it's probably MJ.
Ooh, not quite, buddy. Try again. Try again.
The final.
Just think. It's been a little bit more recent. Part of a dynasty, Donnie Mac. Come on now.
MJ.
Come on, Donnie Mac.
In the finals?
In the finals, who has averaged more than 30 points?
Shaq's probably done it.
I didn't see Shaq on the list, but I mean, yeah, he probably did, honestly.
Had a hell of a finals.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson's done it.
Maybe. No, you gotta think a little bit earlier, Donnie Mac. Come on now. Think a little earlier. Come on, Donnie Mac. You know who we're thinking.
LeBron?
Oh, come on
LeBron or
now, Donnie
Steph?
Mac. There you go. How do you not say Chef Steph right off the bat? The 3-point killer of himself, buddy. He averaged 31 game,
Look how many
31
finals
points.
LeBron has been in,
That's
man. I
true.
mean,
That's
Jesus
true. That's
Christ.
true. I mean, I think he did average 31 series too. But no, you're right. Chef Steph, buddy. He averaged 30 against actually LeBron and that team in Cleveland. He averaged 31. So.
And still lost in
Well,
2000.
no, they won that series, but yeah, then the
Oh,
next series, the series after is the one they
2016.
lost. Yeah, but Donnie Mac, here's your question: does SGA average 30 points in these NBA Finals?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that was a quick one. You're just not no thinking about it, just yes.
No, because that's what SGA's done the entire playoffs. He's
Okay.
averaged 32 points a game, and there's no reason to believe why he's going to taper off in this NBA Finals for any reason at all,
Okay.
unless the coach backs him off, and he hasn't been doing.
Okay. I respect it, man. I respect it. I just had to throw that out there to you. So we both have OKC. You have Florida Panthers. I have Edmonton. We got to jump in, Donnie Mac. We got to jump into some baseball. Baseball's in full swing now. We've got to watch quite a bit of it, Donnie Mac. What do you think of it so
man.
far? Anything catching up? Anything catching
Dude,
your eye?
we just watched the World Series rematch over the weekend. Yankees, Dodgers. We watched Shohei, and
Yes, sir.
Aaron Judge go back-to-back homers. You know what I mean? Prove slugging it. It's been absolutely awesome watching Detroit surge in March time. Colorado's got the worst team in the league, which we all know. They're making fun of them.
Really
But
do.
last year, if you remember last year, it was the White Sox we was all
Yeah.
hounding for losing 120 games. So, guys, play off the Colorado Rockies.
Whoa,
Okay, they're going
Donnie
to win a
Mac.
couple
Whoa.
more games than the
Whoa,
White
whoa.
Sox.
Hang on, though. Hang on. Before you say that, do you know they're on pace to have the worst record since
I know.
1898?
Hey,
Oh my
they've only
God!
won 9 games. Marshentime, they've won 9 games.
And they've
Give our
lost
guys a break, and
49. 49, Donnie
they're only
Mac.
26 in Marshentime. They're only 26 and a half games behind. They could catch up. Okay, there's 162
That would be the
games to a
greatest,
season.
comeback of all time, buddy. That would be the truly. I would become a Rockies fan forever if they make that comeback. I don't care. I'm rooting for them forever if that happens. But why?
No, to be honest
man.
with you, Marshentime, 2 things I want to point out: Yankees, Dodgers still on top of the totem pole,
Of course,
right?
of course.
They're still doing their things.
Yep.
For surge, they're smashing the ball. But one thing I want to point out is pitching, starting pitching. Marshentime. You look at starting pitching across Major League Baseball, you don't see a lot of aces, right? But those 1 or 2 aces you see are fucking dominant, man. When I say that, I put an emphasis on dominant. Tarek Skubal. Look at this kid from Detroit. This is why Detroit is relevant right now. The Tigers are 5.5 games above in the American League Central right now, in the lead because of this guy right here. This is like when Justin Verlander pitched for Detroit. You remember that?
Yeah.
How dominant these guys were. It's the same type of vibe I've got. You got Minnesota. They're the second teams behind, but they're the first team in the wild card predicament right now, Marshentime. And you still got the Mariners and the Astros battling out, and the Rangers right behind them. But pitching is the first thing I want to point out. The Dodgers virtually have no pitching right now.
True.
Could be coming out of the bullpen. That could be awesome. You know what I mean? But you see there's not a lot of dominant pitching. It's all
there really isn't.
predicated around offense.
Yeah.
Offense, if you got an offense, all these starting pitchers, you play fantasy baseball,
I do.
All these starting pitchers are giving up 2 to 3 earned
And
runs.
they're killing me, making me lose my games.
Pitchers. Nathan Eovaldi is another one of those guys, and he's on the shelf right now. He's got a
No,
forearm strain. He's on the shelf right now. But Screwball and these guys, even Chris Sale, he's found a slider again. I don't know how well he did yesterday or in today's mid-game matchup, but I mean he's been looking well. He's bringing it back
yeah.
around. And Schwellenbach for Atlanta, he's been. They're starting to pound the ball a little bit over there.
Well, I mean, Donnie Mac, you brought up those guys. Donnie Mac, who came back? Who came back?
Who you talk about, Clayton?
No. We're talking about the Braves, buddy. You talked about the Braves. Who came back for the Atlanta Braves, Donnie Mac? Who came
That
back?
was Ozzy.
No. We're talking about the main MVP himself in Ronald Acuna Jr., buddy. And his first at bat, what does he do? He hits it dead out of the stadium with 400-foot home run.
Matt.
Ronald Acuna Jr. is back, buddy, and the Braves are back. Yeah. Donnie Mac, let me tell you something. Since he's come back, the Braves are looking hot. The Braves are looking like the real Atlanta Braves again. Be scared of the Atlanta Braves now, man. Ronald Acuna is back, baby. He's already hitting 350. He's already hit a couple home runs. Let me tell you something. The Braves are back, baby.
They're going to be back, Marshentime, and their pitching is starting to come in tune. But the bad thing they got going for them is they're in the National League East, my man.
Yeah.
They are
Mets and the Phillies.
They got to play the Mets. They got to play the Phillies, and they are the Braves. So, I mean, this is better than later on in the season. Closer to October, they can battle their way back and start working their way back and start getting Spencer Strider back up on the mound and start getting everything in tune with Schwellenbach and Smith Spider. They've got the tools, Marshentime. The Atlanta Braves has got the tools, and I'm telling you what, right now, come October, we're not talking about the Phillies being the best baseball team in baseball. We might be talking about the Atlanta Braves.
Ooh, I like it, man. I like it. Listen, I love what baseball's doing. I love what's going on. Yet, like you said, we've been playing a lot of fantasy baseball. I'm winning my games, Donnie Mac. I haven't heard from you this week. How's your team doing? Are you still winning your game?
Oh yeah, I'm up like 75 points right now. I'm 6-3, about to go to 7-3.
Right. It's good for you, Donnie.
I've had a couple of disappointing weekends, but Marshentime, before we move on and we start talking about, give me a power ranking. Overall, 1 through 5, give me a Marshentime power ranking. Major League Baseball. We're going to start doing this every week. I'll give you my power ranking. Give me a 1 through 5, and this is Marshentime's power ranking. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter what I think. This is Marshentime's power ranking for Major League Baseball now.
All right. Number 1, you got to go with the reigning champs, in the Los Angeles Dodgers. Right now, they're looking good. Shohei's doing, he's doing his thing. He's kind of catching back up to speed. Number 2, I'm going on a surprise team here, Donnie Mac. I'm jumping off into the Detroit Tigers. I love what the Tigers are doing, man. I love how they're playing. I love what's going on. And listen, they're young. They're powerful. The only thing that worries me is they may be hitting their stride just a little too early in the season. I'm kind of worried about that. But we'll see if they can keep it going.
They got a better record than the Yankees, too. So
they do.
Impressive.
Number 3, you just called them. The New York Yankees, man. I'm putting the New York Yankees at number 3, 35-21. Aaron Judge, Stanton's he's finally coming back pretty soon. Yeah. They're looking good. Their pitching's finally doing well. Their bullpen is what's actually doing pretty well for them. Number 4, I'm going to go with the young and talented New York Mets. The New York Mets are looking good, man. They're young. They're talented. If they can get Pete Alonso and Juan Soto on the same page, this team can be really deadly. Right now, they're still working on it, though, but they're still winning games. Give them to me at number 4. And then at number 5, we're going to the Central, and we're taking the Chicago Cubs, who've won 8 of the last 10.
Oh,
they're on the rise, Donnie
Mac.
Give me the Chicago Cubs at number 5.
Cubbies in there.
Put the old Cubs in there at number 5, man.
I love it, man. number one, I'm going to go with you with the Dodgers, Marshentime. I'm going to jump right out the gate. I'm going to go with number one, Dodgers. Number
Shohei.
Shohei. Number two, I have to go with you with the Tigers, man. I just raved about him, Scooble.
I
This kid
like it. I
is
like it.
absolutely electric, best ERA in baseball right now, and I'll take him over anybody you can put on the mound against him right now. I'm taking the Detroit Tigers number two. Number three might surprise a lot of folks, and what I say at number three, but I'm going to go number three with the Philadelphia Phillies. I think this team right
Wow, that's a
now,
big surprise. All
it
right, all
is.
right, all
I
right, all
think this
right.
team right now, they're very underrated.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Lazardo's going tonight. I don't know what he did right now tonight, but this team is pounding the baseball. They got the offense. They're 6-4 in the last 10 at home. The
Okay.
Mets, however, they come in at number four for me. They
Ooh,
come in
okay,
at number
okay,
four for
okay.
me. They are tied with them for the division lead, and they're 7-3 in the last 10. I just think Philadelphia's got a little bit better
Okay.
pitching right now. They got a
Okay.
little bit more experience on the offensive side of the ball, and Juan Soto
True.
just now started hitting the ball for the Mets. You know how high I am on the Mets, Marshentime.
I
My
know.
preseason prediction, the Mets are my team. I still love this team. I'm putting them at number four. Number five, I'm bringing in the New York Yankees. New York Yankees, they're just now starting to get healthy. They don't
Okay.
even have Giancarlo Stanton yet.
Nope. He's supposed to be
They
back
don't
next, I
have
think
him.
next week though.
And Paul Goldsmith just started pounding the baseball. That's scary. He just started pounding.
Listen,
They got
man,
five
I like it.
MVPs on their lineup. Five.
I like it. I like it. I like it. You know, it's not a bad one.
Number
Donnie
six
Mac.
is the Cubs, by the way.
Okay, you know, I was a little disappointed you didn't put the Cubs in there, but I'm
I
going to
love
let it
me some
slide.
Pete
I'm going
Crow.
to let it slide. I'm going to let it slide. I'm
I
going to let
love
it
me
slide.
some Pete Crow Armstrong, man. I love him.
That's
Love
your.
it.
Those are our power rankings for the top five. Donnie Mac, we're jumping in to WNBA though, buddy. Caitlin Clark goes out. I'm disappointed because you know I drafted her on my fantasy basketball team, my number one overall pick. You know my first round pick, I should say. And then guess what? She gets hurt. She's out for 2 weeks.
She is.
Wow.
You know,
I'm
March
disappointed.
time,
I'm kind of sad.
all I
Sad,
can
Donnie
say
Mac.
is that is, and you know what? Sophia Cunningham, she went down also. All I
Mm-hmm.
can say is that
Collier
is
went down.
pick up.
Do you know Collier went down too now for me? I'm telling you, man.
Collier went. Oh
Yeah,
my,
fantasy's hurting me
that's
right now.
not
I'm
good.
gonna be honest, buddy. Fantasy's hurting me
You know, and Brianna Stewart is not very impressive. So that still leaves the MVP wide open to Asia Wilson, as I said in the
right now.
preseason. You know, Asia Wilson is on pace, right?
Hold up here. Hold up here. We stopping you right here, buddy. You were not picking Asia Wilson. I picked Asia Wilson. You picked Caitlin Clark, sir. Let's get this right.
What happened? I lost
You,
you.
you disconnected there. You're back. Hi. But sir, you picked Caitlin Clark to be MVP. Let's get this right here. Just want to point this out. I picked Asia Wilson to stick with the MVP.
Oh, that's what I meant. Your
Yeah,
pick,
okay,
Asia
okay.
Wilson,
All
is
right,
still
all right.
looking good. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. I
All right,
took
all right.
Caitlin Clark, and I still stick with Caitlin Clark because when she comes back, she's still going to be a Billy badass. I mean, that's just what she does. But in your defense, Asia Wilson right now at
Looking
MVP,
good.
I took the Las yeah, I took the Las Vegas Aces to win the championship. That's
did.
not true, okay? But Asia Wilson, because I said, look, March time, you got it backwards. It's Indiana Fever's going to win the championship, and Caitlin Clark's going to win the MVP. That's you got it backwards. You know what I mean? Vice versa. And you know, March time, you're looking pretty darn good right up front right now because Asia Wilson looks like she's going to rack up her fantasy points. She's going to rack up her MVP season right up front, and everybody's got to play catch up to her.
You know, 100%. But listen, man, while we're talking WNBA, we got to talk about the undefeated Minnesota Lynx,
Yeah.
man. Talk about a team. You got an undefeated Minnesota Lynx with Collier, and then you got the undefeated New York Liberty with Brianna Stewart. These two teams look like they're on a head-on clash for that trophy at the end of the year, man. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. I think I lost Donnie Mac again, boys and girls.
I can hear you.
Okay, well, we can hear you. That's all that matters. We don't want to see your face anyway, let's be honest. Hi, Donnie Mac. Welcome back.
Oh, you can see me again.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
you
can
know
see
what?
you.
The undefeated, like I was just saying, Brianna Stewart, I got her on my fantasy team last
Yeah,
time. They haven't needed her. They haven't needed Brianna. She's only been playing 25 minutes a game. They've been
they don't
pulling
need
her
to.
because they've been blowing them out most of the time.
Blowing everybody out.
New York Liberty are my favorite to win the championship this year right now. The way these guys are
That's
cruising, and I'm sorry for saying, guys, these girls are cruising. March time. They
listen,
look
Donnie
kind of
Mac.
dangerous.
All I gotta say is, do not count out those Minnesota Lynx, buddy, because they are dominating teams as well. They're beating up on teams like the Mercury, like the Storm. They're making it look easy too, man. I'm telling you right now.
They
And
haven't run
Connor's
up
hurt.
against New York yet.
They haven't, but New York hasn't run up against them either. Listen, I'm excited for that game when that happens. I think it's going to be a little while though, because I think they're still facing their divisions right now. But when that happens, I'm
Yeah,
telling
they're
you, I'm
going to go
excited to
through
watch it,
Division
man.
Cordillera, but Marshentime, I hope Collier's there when they
I hope
play.
too. I hope so too. She's supposed to be back. I think it's only a couple of games. But like I said, man, my fantasy team was hurt this week. I'm gonna go down week 1. It looks like, but it's okay.
I went down in week 1. I lost by 70 points, like 498 to 460.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. But you know what? Like, listen, my top two picks are out. So I mean, what do you expect? You got to give me a little bit of a break
This
there.
week
So.
I've got the league leading scoring.
Well, there you go, man. That's
Week.
good for you because it ain't looking so good for me.
And I picked up Lexi Hall, I believe. Lexi Hall.
Oh,
She only scored like 22, 23 points, but she averages that.
What's going on here? There we go. All right. Got to do that. Fix that. All right. All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we sign off for the night, Donnie Mac? I think next week we got to do our Drain the Lake because we're going into 10 killer. Thank God we'll actually have some big bass again. I'm kind of disappointed still, so but I'm ready for some big bass again.
Yeah, Marshentime, you're 100% right. I'm ready to get away from those small bass catch.
Jesus Christ.
The Sabine River.
Yeah, I don't ever want to look at that again. I never want to talk about it again.
Listen, that was kind of horrible. But one thing I'll talk about real quick, Marshentime, before we do sign off here, is a girl set an NCAA record for the Tennessee Volunteers on fastball and softball this week. I think it was on the 24th, Saturday or something like that of May. And it was 79.6 miles per hour, I want to say, 79.4 miles per hour. Set an NCAA record. So shout outs to her.
Cool. Yeah.
Shout outs to her, Tennessee Volunteers. She's 6'1".
Oklahoma's already looking like another team that's just going to run through again. So I haven't even been watching softball much. It's kind of been disappointing to me.
But absolutely phenomenal. Set a record
100%.
for
100%.
fastball.
Donnie Mac, anything else we want to say before we...
That's it, brother.
Donnie Mac, sign us off, buddy. Say goodbye.
Goodbye. Until next week, guys, catch us back here at 7:30 Eastern on Saturday night. That's Marshentime. I'm Donnie Mac. This is HB3 Sports Plus Podcast, the greatest sports podcast on earth. Next week, peace out.
Peace.